But I want to ask you a question though. So I mean, we're talking about like weddings and marriages. Would you say that with the the news all around, definitely is that most marriages end in divorce? How would you say that affected your decision to get married? Would you say that that understanding that, I mean, mind you, this survey was taken just in the US. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a US survey that makes it
Yeah.
feel like it's everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
That's just from the
I
US.
yeah.
But what do you think about a lot? So we can say, sorry, before you,
It's okay.
lot of marriages, a lot of marriages
You say
now.
50%.
No, I'm just saying that since that is in the US and now in other countries, people are getting divorced and stuff. So, how do you feel getting married, knowing that a bunch of marriages are not making it out
Yeah,
to the other side?
and I think even with the US statistics of saying 50%, in other cultures, some of them don't necessarily get divorced like the way it is on paper. Most of them just stay separated. Like there are a lot of homes, even when I was growing up in primary school, secondary school, where the father and mother are not together, but they're not divorced either. They just
Okay.
live separately. So yeah, there's that. So I think for me, it didn't really affect my decision. Honestly, I told you I was very naive when we were getting married, and I'm just grateful that I've been able to grow and like my eyes have been open to a lot of things because my idea again of marriage, looking at my parents' marriage and looking at like the people's marriages that were around me, because I think one thing that God has just like helped me with is that I don't look at strangers as goals, couple goals. Like I don't know anything about your life. If I'm gonna call anybody my couple goal or my mentor or whatever, I have to know you to a particular extent. I have to know your struggles and to know, okay, cool, I cannot look up to you. And the people I was looking up to as mentors or couple goals or anything had really good marriages that I wanted to be like. And I am a sucker for like romance. All the movies I watch are all romantic comedies. So I could see that like there could be good in marriages. There is good to be found in marriages. It's the same as any other decision you make. There's always 50-50% chance in this life that things will work. Life is very arbitrary. So it was either it's not going to work or it will work. How will it work? Number one, my foundation was, okay, I have to be with somebody that loves God and that knows God. And I knew that I was with somebody that literally had like the same beliefs as me, had the same values as me, loved God and loved me and respected me. So I knew that I had that foundation covered. And then whatever we decide to build on it was dependent on us. So I knew that I had 50% of the responsibility to make our relationship work. And I could see that you were very committed to make our relationship work also. So I can see the commitment on your part, and I know that it's my responsibility to deal with my own part. So I wasn't very worried. And plus the fact that I was really into you. Like I really like you.
I'm into you
Like
too.
forget about like the
I'm
romance.
into you too.
I'm into you. I'm into
Focus,
you.
focus, focus.
I'm into you, girl.
Focus, my
Anyway,
man.
so yeah.
Focus, you're safe.
So, so aside the like I love you kind of romance, I actually like you as a person.
Wow.
I enjoy your company. I remember like in our first episode we were talking about how we just used to spend the entire day together, just literally chilling, and it's still like that. Like I don't get tired of you. I remember during quarantine we were dating, and I would be in your house like for most of the day,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
chilling, and
yeah.
we just like we were never just bored. I never got to a point where I was like, oh my god, I want to go home. I'm tired of him. No, it was just vibes. Like whenever I had to go back to my house, it's like, oh my god, I hate it. Like I hated going home. I just wanted to be like around him all the time. So I knew that getting married to you was just exactly what I wanted. Like I get to live with you, I get to stay with you and see your face every single day.
Wow.
And like just I don't know, build a family with you. That feeling overwhelmed like and superseded the fear of it's not working. And like yeah, so I wasn't really worried about it honestly. As much as it's still too early, obviously people I don't it's still too early to like make that kind of inference. Is it
I
inference?
mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
To
it's too
to to
early.
conclude and say that okay, everything's gonna be and no, that's the thing. I'm not delusional. I think that everything's gonna be rosy with us. I know that
Rouge.
rosy. Hey, I know that things can get difficult, things can get hard, but again, our foundation is God. You are 100% dedicated to making this work. I am 100% dedicated to making it work. That's all we need. Other things can like play their own part, but if we're both dedicated to each other like that, that's okay. Like we will scale through. Like we'll be fine. So yeah, I'm not really.
I need to
Worried.
say something first before I answer this question. You mentioned something about quarantine,
Yeah.
and I need to say something about that.
Okay.
God will forgive you.
Why?
Now, let me tell you guys a story. Dorcas has probably forgotten, and she doesn't know I'm going to tell this story. During the quarantine, we're in Cyprus, and they say nobody should leave their house. Nobody should leave the house.
I know what they're gonna talk about.
Just wait. I'm getting there. None of us are supposed to leave our house. This auntie called me. I was panicking on the phone. I said, Osi, please come. Something. Osi, please come. Now,
Guys, it was April 1st.
there was a curfew. And the way Cyprus was at the time, it wasn't just there was a curfew.
You
They
will
were-
get arrested.
They were police guys
Yeah.
strolling on the streets
Yeah.
just to make sure you were not leaving
Outside.
your house.
Yeah.
And Dorcas calls me in the middle of the night to come to her house.
I was like,
Lover
oh my
boy
God,
that
babe,
I am.
babe, oh my God, please come, oh my God.
Lover boy that I am.
Uncle was like,
I used
racing, climbing the mountains and the valleys.
I snuck out of my house, maneuvered my way, and went to Dorcas's house in the night.
I was so shocked.
And I opened the door. I knocked, and Dorcas opened the door. She saw me and started laughing. God, my God, that lives in heaven, is gonna forgive you.
I'm gonna like for giving me.
No, this is special. Like, do you understand? I risked it.
Rixie, Bob Rixie. Rix.
I risked
Not
my
risk.
life. And at that time, yeah, I don't think I had a Maharaj.
I don't think you did.
I didn't have a permit. I was not a legal person in Cyprus at the time.
I was very much legal.
No, wait, was I? Oh, I don't know. I think I had
You just
registered.
graduated.
Yeah, I just graduated.
So you had like the 60 days, 90
No,
days.
it was beyond that though. I
60
graduated in
90.
January and this was like April.
Oh, yeah.
So it's usually 40 days.
Oh, yeah.
So at that time, it was a risky period for me to be out of my house.
Risky, yes. Yeah, but
Because usually when you graduate
risky.
in Cyprus, you have 40 days
It's
before.
not 40, maybe 60 or 90.
It's 40 actually.
Now.
No, it has always been 40 after graduation.
To me, I don't know. It's-
Anyway, I had obviously from January to April, the 40 days had passed. And I risked my life
Risky.
because of woman
Risky. Where did that land you?
to be married.
Period. You're welcome.
Anyway,
It taught you manners. It taught you tenacity and boldness.
God forgive you. So what would have happened if they pick me up from the road?
I would have wept. Hey, God, no! My husband. Okay, you know my husband at that time.
Anyway,
Thank God that you were not kidnapped. You were not
I
captured
was
by the police.
so livid. I was so pissed.
Yeah, I was really mad.
God, I
I
was
felt
so
bad
pissed.
afterwards, but I was like, it needed to be done.
I
cannot
Do you
wait
know
to
what?
see.
Was, she even made a video.
I cannot wait.
She
to
was
see.
recording me and
I
sending it
was
to our
recording
friends.
him.
God, jeez.
I'm so perfect.
Anyway, so my own answer to that question is
Were you scared to get married?
with the idea of divorce.
50%. Yeah, how much?
No, actually, I wasn't. I mean, if I was, I wouldn't have I've
Yes.
proposed. But yeah, like you said, I genuinely wasn't scared of being married to you. I was more excited than
Me
anything.
too. Me too.
And how for me, how I was able to picture it is you are most likely another scenario, you are most likely going to be in a car accident if you drive recklessly.
Recklessly?
Recklessly. If you drive recklessly.
Recklessly?
Stop now.
Sorry.
If you drive I just knew it.
I'll stop it.
I know you too much. So if you drive recklessly, if you don't obey the rules of the road, you are more likely to be in an accident. Now, there are people who never get into car accidents.
Yeah.
And if you check the statistics, they will tell you a huge amount of people have accidents every time. But there's a whole bunch of people that don't. Now, even in the marriage, they say, like, let's see the statistics again. 50% of people in the US end in divorce. It simply means that there's a whole 50%
That doesn't.
that's scaling
I
through.
will, by God's the grace of God. By
You know?
By the grace of God.
By God, the grace of
By the grace of God. By the grace of God. I'm going to be part of that 50%. Yeah.
But we're not in the US, but
Exactly.
again,
And I feel like social media also has a really bad influence on people's
mindset.
of marriage, because nowadays, I mean, before social media, before people started posting all their businesses and all their cat businesses online, people were still getting divorced, but we didn't know about it. I didn't know that you cheated on your wife, and that's the reason why your wife caught you and your side chick, and then you guys are saying, we didn't know.
Like
But now it's
TikTok
my
and
business to
TikTok and
know.
spilling the tea,
Do you know
bro.
that it's my
I'm so
business?
invested.
Do you know that it's my business to know that Chuku Emeka in Onitsha cheated on his wife and now she's leaving him? Why is it my business? Why are you posting it online? So it's putting more fear in the hearts of people. I remember there was a time where it was just so rampant. There was like David Yo's cheating. There was like another celebrity we're not going to mention cheating. There was like a pastor cheating. There was this. Like, it was just everywhere online, saturating the
And
internet.
then remember this
I
Instagram
remember
channel, Joro,
Oh my god!
that there was always story
Oh
to
my god!
story.
I remember that my best friend told me that Toka's marriage is so scary. Like I don't know about this marriage thing, and even me that time it was just before we got married. Oh god, hell no lie. I say, Abi, am I living in La La Land? Like, am I being Delulu? Like, all these things are actually real things.
Are you what?
Being all these things are actually real things happening to real people. Do I need to call myself back? But still, it didn't stop me because I was like, at this point, I was like, sure. I was like, no, like, okay, this is a risk I'm willing to take. So sometimes just like detox yourself from social media, detox yourself from all the negativity from social media, and understand that it was happening before you knew about it, and it will still continue to happen. So it's not your story that's going to make it different. Just
And there are people who scale through it. Honestly.
if you know that this is something that you want to do and you're confident that like whatever religion or not religion you believe in,
No, not religion.
whatever thing you believe in,
It's not it. It doesn't make you better, guy.
I don't know. Whatever is your
Whatever you believe in.
whatever you believe in, whatever you place your faith in, and you're holding on to, and if you know that the person you're getting married to is worth it, I think forget about the naysayers. Forget about it.
Forget about it. Leave it behind.
Does it?
Does it?
Tell it get away.
The thing is, yeah, like you said, if I feel like if two people are willing to commit themselves to making anything work, not even marriage, just any business, whatever it is, if as long as the two willing participants are willing to make it work and fight strongly for it, it's always going to work out in the end. One of my favorite videos would be those old couples when you see them, they're like in their 70s and 80s, and you just hear them talk about, and you just see them and how much in love they are at 70, 80. It's so precious.
I feel like, I remember there was a time, God, I was so naive. I remember the time I posted on my WhatsApp and I was like, oh, is love enough to maintain a marriage, like a relationship? And at that time,
it's love enough. Just
now I think no.
Okay.
Before, because the thing is, why I was thinking love was enough is because I was using 1 Corinthians 13. You know how
love is
talks about
patient.
all those things
My
about
God.
love.
Tell us.
Bible scholar, let me. Anyway, so I was thinking like I was using that, and to understand, forgetting that humans are very imperfect. I was using that description of love to say yes, just love, and I was thinking it was romantic love that meant. But now I mean I can see clearly that love is not enough. Just love, as in the emotion of love, is not enough to sustain a relationship or to sustain a marriage. There's so much that goes into making it work. So yeah, that is it. That is my point of view.
So I guess we're gonna say that marriage is expensive. Okay, not marriage.
Only do it
wedding.
Weddings are expensive. Only do it if you are convinced and you really.
However, I want to say that it shouldn't deter you from actually wanting to get married.
It's such a good decision we made, and I'm so happy we did.
Come on. I would say for a fact, if you find the right person, it's worth pushing. It's worth fighting for.
Yep.
And come, let's talk. You can run away. I promise.
Hey God, I don't know why he always forgets that I'm Edo.
Who? Your auntie to finance.
You get. You want to
I believe in Jesus. No, but you know, sometimes this is don't say whatever I'm about to say, take it with a pinch of salt. You understand?
What do you want to say first? Let me bet it.
No. I'm going to say it. Run away. Your family will forgive you eventually.
Run away from what? I don't understand.
Elope.
Bride? Oh!
Like you can elope. Your family will forgive you eventually. I promise you.
Very good advice. Very
now,
good.
I'm not going to say that's what we did. I'm grateful that our parents are on board and like everything. I'm telling you, like remember what I said in the beginning.
I think even if you're gonna elope though, make sure that both parents are in support of the man and the woman first. Like they've accepted you guys. The only thing maybe that is that you guys are waiting for is like the ceremony of it. You now say, okay, it's too expensive.
Then just eloped.
Juices.
But I was. Do you know how many marriages that eloped that ended well? Anyway, but my
And I
point is,
didn't. 50-50.
I mean, like I say, anything he give it take.
That is it.
But honestly, I would say that do not just write off marriage.
I believe in love.
Do not just write off getting married. Now my train of thought has
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, do not just write it off, because a lot of people, especially young men, we need this form of responsibility. You know, it's, even though you are grinding with your work, and I'm not saying you're doing amazing, but once you have a partner, it opens up a different level in your life.
Yeah.
Look at me speaking like somebody.
And those days to be very, very relaxed. Relaxed. But I feel like now you're just way more responsible, just way more grown up. And like, you know how they talk about men being the leaders?
More responsible.
I've always been responsible. Don't play with me. Anyway, like now I can see like how much I can actually, you know how they talk about the man being the leader and then the woman like submitting? You are like, I've realized that you're actually what submitting to. Like you're not somebody that I would be like, no,
Yeah.
I'll not do it. I remember one day. I remember there was a time Ozzy and I had a really, really big argument. So basically, there was this thing I wanted to do. I'd been thinking about it for so many years, and I told myself that when I get money, I'm gonna do it. Like, and now I feel like I had the money to afford to do it. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do it. So I told, obviously, you have to discuss it with your husband. As I've decided, I'll put myself inside shackles of marriage, and now ask Ozzy that, okay, babe, Hafa, like there's this thing I want to do and I've been wanting to do it for the longest time. I'm ready to do it now. I found the place. I did all the research about the place and I think I want to go ahead with this. And Ozzy is like, no. Literally, no. You are not doing it. Are we mad? It's like we're mad. No, we have to be. Because are you my daddy? Excuse me. Why are you gonna just come to me and say, I'm not even asking you for the money to do it. I'm saying I'm going to pay for it with my own money, but you have the effrontery to tell me. I was pissed. We fought. I was pissed. Oh my god, that night we did not talk because it was the night I spoke to him about it. We didn't talk. The next day we didn't talk. Literally said like 10 words to each other the entire day, and then I had to go to work. He had to go to work. Came back, and then we made this tradition in our family where we have to like have dinner together. As long as I'm not working night shifts, we have to have dinner together on the dining table, and no phones are allowed on the dining or anything. We have to talk. So there's no way we're not going to talk. So we had to talk about the situation. And then we had a conversation about it, and Ozzy was still very adamant. I was mad. I was like, you're never going to listen to how I feel. You're never going to ask me why I want to do it. I've thought about this all my life. It's something I really want to do. Ozzy was still like, no. I was mad. So I told him, at least do some research about it, like read about it or something. He's like, yeah, I read about it and I'm still not convinced about it. I'm like, why do you have to be convinced? Why do you have the audacity to be convinced about something that I want to do? Is it your body? Is it your life? Is it anything about you? Like, it's my decision. And he was like, well, you can, like, because I was like, I'm going to go ahead to do, because I was really being stubborn at this point, because I was like, you don't have any rights. So I was like, I'm going to do it. And then he's like, are we not supposed to be one? And he spoke about how, like, we're supposed to agree on whatever decision we decide to make. And as much as it was making sense, I think what really pissed me off at that time was that I understand where you're coming from to say that, like, we are one and we should agree on everything. But it just seemed like you are saying we are one when it favors you and not listening to my side and, like, actually, like, hearing how I feel about the situation. So he felt really apologetic about that, and then he apologized, and then he went to do more research about it, and he came back and he was still no. A week passed by, and then I'm like, so I came up with another idea. I was like, okay, cool, since you don't want to do that one, there's another one that's like not the same with that one. It's just a little less. So let's do this one. So we were like, okay, let's research it together. So we were researching about it together. And so I've forgotten what Ozzy did that day. I've forgotten what you did that day. God, I've forgotten. He did something. I've forgotten. I've really forgotten.
I don't remember.
I've really forgotten. There was something you did that day that was just like, usually, like with Ozzy, he's very, like, not assertive. when he tells me something. Like, this was the first time ever that Ozzy was ever been assertive to me to tell me no about something. Like, usually he'd be like, what do you think? What do you want? Like, always seeking for my input. And I've gotten so used to like having my way, getting my way most of the time. So this was the first time. And then after that, a week had passed, and I had like started researching like other alternatives to this thing that I wanted to do. And that day in the morning, he made breakfast, and then usually what I like to do is go to the room and eat. Like, I'll
Oh
go
yeah.
literally on
Oh
my
yeah, I
bed
remember.
and eat. And then Ozzy was like, you're not going to the room to eat. You either stay downstairs and eat, or you go to the office and eat. Hey, you say what,
Where's
Daddy?
this story headed? Oh my God.
Wait, wait. Like, I don't understand what it was, but just the fact that he was that assertive, like, it just totally changed my mind. I don't get it. But for the first time ever, I just felt like, okay. I literally went to the office and I didn't go to the room. And later that day, I came to tell him and I was like, okay, I'm not going to get this thing done anymore. And he was like, what changed your mind? I was like, I don't know. And I don't know. I still don't understand what it was, but I
Master
just think,
Jesus in
obviously,
action.
he told me he prayed about it and stuff.
Master Jesus in action.
He told me he prayed about it, but also, what was just walking through my mind is he was just so assertive about like what he wanted. And then I actually, after doing the research properly with him, I realized that it was not the safest thing to do. And I could see reasons with him why he was so adamant about it. Plus, he came with receipts. He gave me alternatives for things to do. So it's not like he was just coming and saying no and forgetting about it. No, he was doing his research, he was doing his due diligence, and he was coming with like alternatives. Okay, baby, instead of doing this, how about you do this? Like, he showed me that he cared about me and my well-being and like my whole, like, I don't know, existence as a person. Plus, you cannot do this.
Wow,
That
wait,
just changed my
it's
mind.
starting to seem like this podcast is gassing me up, so I need to gas you up because I don't
Honestly,
get it.
that just really changed my mind. Like, that totally, like, I since that day, I just started listening to you more.
Wow,
I don't understand
so
what it was.
you,
And I
you
feel
don't
like
even listen to me. Is what you're saying?
I listened to you, but I think you just became more assertive. And the thing is, like, you're not assertive in a way that is like overpowering of my voice. You listen to me actually, like, you hear me out, and then you actually do your due diligence and go and do your research, and you serve me. Like, in all the other aspects of this, like, this family as a whole, I don't feel like I'm carrying like most of the burden of the marriage, or that you're not helping me. We're like equal partners in this, and I can see how much like you love me and how much you support me. So you saying no to that wasn't because you hated me or you didn't want what was good for me. It was because you actually did care about me, and then you also brought alternatives. So I don't know, that just made me just want to listen to you more. So yeah, I guess it was more than
What?
it was more than love. It was so many other things contributing to it. Really.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I still want to gas me up, but don't forget, gas me up.
Gas.
Uzi is so dry. I don't know why I married this dry guy. So dry.
No, but honestly, I'm always grateful for you. I'm genuinely happy.
See me, I gave a whole speech, a whole story time.
I'm thinking about the time, guy.
Can't even remember.
I have to go to work.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So don't worry, in our next episode, I got you.
all right, I'll be waiting.
I got you.
I'll be waiting.
But honestly, so thank you for listening to our frantic conversations that did like this.
I said we talk about so many things on the podcast, but I really enjoy talking to you guys, and I really enjoy talking to you too, babe.
I enjoy talking to you too. Wow.
Let's do this.
Wow.
All right, guys.
I started thinking of a tagline.
All right. What's the tagline?
So this is the Momo's Corner.
Okay.
So
I came up with the name, by the way.
yeah,
I'm just
she's
too for
smart.
school.
She's too cool. She's too cool. So cool.
Wow.
So I was thinking, or should we use the other name we're planning and just say where we are trying to figure out this married life? We're talking about anyway. You'll see it in the next episode.
Yeah.
We'll come up. We'll polish it well.
All right. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to your friends and family. And until next time, this
Bye.
is the Mama's Corner.